Hey everyone. I wanted to, nope. Hey everyone. As always, here is my weekly video, and I wanted to touch on something that actually happened to me this week and the importance of realizing that your healing is unique to you. And healing is different for every person. So comparing your healing journey with someone else doesn't make sense because how they are dealing with it, how they're reacting to it is going to be completely different than what happens with you. And I wanted to share this because I sit here as a life coach who helps women and all the individuals go through the recovery process of divorce or breakup and to be able to find yourself after all of it. And while that is all very true, what else is true is that healing takes time, and healing could be with you for many, many years. And some days you're going to have bad days where you break down. And that was one of those days this week where I just felt like I have been wanting a partner for so long. And I have been embracing my self-love journey. I've been doing all the things, but still feeling like nothing is working out for me is still a real feeling that humans have. Feeling like you are a failure is, albeit it's not the nicest thing to tell yourself, but it is still a feeling that sometimes crosses people's brain. It doesn't matter how far you are on your journey, you're still going to have those days. I mean, my relationship, marriage, divorce, what have you, ended over 5 years ago. And I'm sure there are many other people that are in situations where their divorces happened 25, 30 years ago, however much. And it still is something that has scarred their heart, that still affects them, whether we want to believe it or not. And however far down the journey we are, there are still those scars and wounds. And yes, we do have to heal them, and they can be healed. But it is always going to be a small part of our life. We are going to have memories. We are going to have experiences where, those feelings do come back because we're human. And I think going through the healing process and understanding that you will have these feelings and being compassionate to yourself in knowing that this is all part of the journey is also really important to your journey, because no one's perfect and everyone's human. And despite how far back you think you are, going through those feelings are actually helping you and meaning that you're actually going through your journey and getting closer to your goal than you thought you were. So with this video, I know it's kind of short and sweet, but just really wanting to honor the pain that happens during a healing journey, and that no one's journey is the same. And I really want you to honor that for yourself, because whatever feelings you have are normal. And whatever feelings you have years down the road, that's okay too. But just know that those feelings are temporary. And if you have a goal of feeling good and wanting to love more of yourself and give love to others, and you have all of these good things in your life that you want to continue to have, that's all great, and you can do that. But also know that sometimes you're going to have a break. You're going to have a day that really takes you down. But know that it's going to be okay. You will be okay. Because there's always tomorrow. And know that you can always change how you feel. Whether that's the next minute, the next day, the next week. You have the power to change how you feel. But do not give yourself a hard time for the feelings that you're feeling in the moment. Because they're a part of you and a part of your journey. And they're what make you human. So hopefully you guys are able to digest that, and hopefully that resonates with some of you. Because I know that it was definitely something that happened to me this week and became very, very real. So sending lots of love to everyone, and have a wonderful week. Hey everyone, I wanted to share an experience that I had that happened this week. Really reflecting on the idea of healing is not linear. Healing is really like a roller coaster, and it never really has an endpoint. Because when you think you're healed, you can still have the breakdowns. And I experienced one of those breakdowns on a drive home this week, and actually listening to all the Taylor Swift I could. And that may or may not have been a mistake, but I had the most explosive cry I have had in a very long time. And I think it was a result of many things in my life, but really the focus being that I didn't have a partner, and I wanted to have that, and it seemed like nothing in my life was really going the way I wanted to in that department. And it just brought up all these feelings of that I had from my divorce, and these feelings of failure, these feelings of loneliness, these feelings of pain. But in the reality of it, it was such a beautiful moment, because I was able to honor how I was feeling, and knowing that that part of my life, that divorce, will always be a part of me. But it's something to remember how far I've come in my journey with myself, and the confidence that I have in who I am, where I'm going, what I'm doing with my coaching business, and all of this in that experience helping me get to where I am today. But also knowing that everything I'm experiencing is part of being human. Healing is not the same for everyone. It doesn't abruptly end after a year. There is no timeline for healing. And like I said, I don't really think that there is an actual end point where you're just going to stand up and say, oh, I'm healed. I think that it's going to always be a part of your journey. And I honestly feel like every single person on this earth has a healing journey, whether that is heartbreak and divorce, whether that is dealing with illness, whether that is dealing with, family issues or abuse, whatever it is, we all have something that we're holding on to that is a part of our lives that is never technically really gone, but it is part of our story because it helps us get to where we are now. And so I do feel that healing is really a continuing word, a beautiful word of really a journey. And it is part of us and is something that we can't necessarily delete out of our lives. We really have to honor our feelings. And, you know, I know that my relationship, divorce, marriage, whatever, ended 5+ years ago, but I still feel the pain sometimes. And I still feel this sense of failure and this feeling that, oh yeah, I wish I had someone in my life, because it's true, I do. I'm not saying that I'm not happy where I am right now, but it's honoring those feelings because we're human. We want to feel connection. We want to, have more love in our life, no matter if that's a partner, community, whatever it is. But knowing that those feelings are normal and honoring them for yourself and allowing yourself to feel them is so, so important in your journey, because it shows that you actually felt something, like this experience did something to you. And although you still have the scars, they still are a part of who you are. And I wouldn't think of them as negative scars, but as I said, something that is helping fuel your journey, this journey to finding yourself, this journey to making this beautiful, joyful life that is authentically yours. So, really, the moral of this story, and really a moral to myself, is don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself when things aren't going your way. Don't be hard on yourself about your experiences that you've had, because if you really look at it, you've actually come a really long way. And you should be proud of the journey you're on. No matter if you have those down days or those days that you feel like you've been set back about 5 years, because it isn't true. Because you have the power to honor those feelings, but you also have the power to say, okay, I will feel this, but I also know that I am whole, I am beautiful, I have so much potential, and I am living the life that I love. And you have to find joy in that. And knowing what gives you joy is what helps you, bring you back to the present moment and not getting stuck in those, past memories. Because all of this is part of your journey. All of this is part of the beauty of the adventure that you go through, the inner adventure. Because if you never felt anything, I think life would not be the experience that it is, because you wouldn't appreciate the happiness and the love that you feel if we didn't have the opposing negative feelings. So I'll end this video with sending you lots of love. If you're going through a moment, if you're going through a time, just know that you're going to be okay. You're not alone. You're not alone in your feelings. And honor those feelings. Don't give yourself a hard time about them, because you're a human and you're allowed to feel how you feel in that moment. But you're doing great. You're moving forward. And you should be so goddamn proud of yourself. Love you all. And we'll see you in the next video.